Welcome to Change Bites with Rafa Mustafa, where change management insights are shared in small, practical bites. Tune in for actionable tips and real-world strategies, with an infographic summary available on the Agile-Brainz LinkedIn page and website. Let's dive into today's episode.
Hi, and welcome to Change Bites, your place for bite-sized strategies to tackle real change challenges. Today, we're talking about a tool that's simple, powerful, and often overlooked, the one-pager. Whether it's rolling out a new system, creating a single view of change across the organization, or keeping leaders aligned, a one-pager cuts through the noise and tells the story clearly. Here is what we will explore today. Why one-pagers are so effective in change, what tools make them easy to create, who to share them with, and how to tailor them for different audiences, how to use them to build momentum across projects and programs, and finally, a practical example of a go-live one-pager that brings it all together. Let's dive in. Most projects generate piles of reports, dashboards, and data. The truth is, people rarely have time or patience to read them. A one-pager changes that. It condenses everything into a single, clear snapshot. Progress, issues, and wins at a glance. For leaders, it enables faster decisions. For teams, it shows visible progress to rally around. And for frontline staff, it builds confidence that support is there and things are on track. Think of it as an elevator pitch in document form. Short, sharp, and visual. Now, once we know why they matter, the next question is, how do we actually create them? The best one-pagers don't rely on complex tools. Keeping it simple works best. PowerPoint and Canva are great when something clean and visual is needed. They make it easy to add icons, charts, and color so the story lands well. For quick charts or numbers, Excel does the job. The point isn't the software. It's keeping the message clear and to the point. Choose the tool that fits the audience and helps the story shine. So once it's created, who should actually see it? The short answer, it depends on the audience. Tailoring is key. Executives and steering committees need a high-level view. They want overall progress, top risks, and decisions requiring their input. Leaders and managers need to see what the change means for their teams, the impacts, the support available, and what's coming next. And staff, they need it to be practical. Show the benefits, the support channels, and the quick wins that make change real in the daily work. So instead of one generic version, create variations that speak directly to each group. Same story, but in a language that makes sense for them. Once we know who is reading it, the next question is, how do we use it to drive real change? A one-pager is more than a report. It's a way to spark energy and keep people aligned. Here are 3 powerful ways to use it. First, in multi-site rollouts, sharing one-pagers from early sites with wins and lessons builds confidence and prepares later sites. Second, to create a single view of change across the organization. With many initiatives running, a one-pager gives leaders a joint-up perspective. It helps with prioritization, avoids duplication, and highlights where the biggest impacts are. Another great use is in leadership updates. Using the same one-pager format each time creates familiarity, so leaders quickly spot progress, risks, and wins without reading long reports. So, how does this look in practice? Let's walk through an example. I created a Go Live Highlights one-pager with few simple sections that together told the full story. I usually start with impact at a glance. This is where you highlight the big wins. Things like days of flow walking support, the number of staff supported, and the decline in support requests. In my experience, starting here sets the tone straight away. We have delivered impact, and people can see it clearly. Next, I add where support was needed most. A simple chart can show which teams needed the most help. This is always useful in resourcing conversations because it makes it clear where to focus next. Then comes how support changed over time. A line graph of tickets trending down is powerful. It proves adoption is building and issues are being resolved. I also recommend including what we are learning and improving. This connects staff feedback with the action being taken. It shows you are not just listening, you are acting. And don't underestimate the power of staff quotes. A single, authentic comment from someone on the front line can bring the page to life. Numbers matter, but real voices make it human. Finally, I like to close with key transition dates. Ending with what's coming next gives people clarity and confidence. It answers the question, what do I need to be ready for? Notice the mix here. Data, milestones, learning, and human voice. That balance makes the one-pager both credible and relatable. And here is my quick tip. Keep it visual. Use charts, icon, and color coding to make the story pop, and avoid long paragraphs of text. A good rule of thumb is, if it looks like a report, it's not a one-pager. So that's my go-to recipe for a Go Live Highlights one-pager. Impact, support, trends, learning, voices, and next step, all clear, visual, and easy to digest. Now, let's recap today's key points. One-pagers cut through the noise and spotlight what matters. They don't need complex tools. PowerPoint, Canva, or Excel are enough. Tailor versions for executives, leaders, and staff, so each group sees what's most relevant. Balance data, milestones, lessons, and staff voices to keep it both credible and relatable. And finally, the recipe is simple, clear, visual, human, and easy to digest. Thanks for listening to Change Bites. Until next time, bite into change one page at a time.
Thanks for tuning in to Change Bites. We hope these insights inspire meaningful change. For more resources, follow Agile-Brainz on LinkedIn and check the podcast notes for all shared links. Be sure to follow the podcast for more tips.